Hello, just to give a bit of value to my article and show you a very simple basic example of the machine learning studio that we can use for some machine learning stuff. So let's get started. I hope it will be quite interesting. So I want to pick a very quite simple project, not too overwhelming. So let's start with a new project. Let's start with some project. Obviously, I just created an empty project. I'm not going to play with that data asset. I will go straight away to experiments. I've got no experiments found, so I need to create a new experiment. Obviously now I've got access to gallery, and what gallery has is already predefined projects. So if I want to create one and share one with the community, I can do it in here. There's tons of different fascinating projects to choose from. You can obviously open them and reuse them, modify them, and obviously publish to the community so anyone else can benefit from them. But in my case, I will pick a empty project. As you can see, this is a drag and drop interface. So very little typing, a lot of drag and drop, so it's quite helpful. So I'm looking for cars, so I will pick the automobile price data. So I can go to save datasets. We'll try to predict car prices. So I've got my price data. So we can view that. So we can dataset, you can visualize that, which is very useful. I can see, you can straight away 200 rows, 26 columns, various data set, different columns, statistics, visualizations. I can select, obviously, you can see once you select the column, you can show me specific statistics, mean, median, minimum, maximal value, and so on. So I can see from here there are some gaps in data. So I don't know it's kind of how good it is or good quality, but next step would be to get some clearing. So I should to have nice and clean data set. I did mention about the data quality, it's very important. So next step is the data transformation and a bit of cleaning. Manipulation, clean missing data, again, drag and drop. So now what we have here, column selector, I can select specific column, include column names. I can obviously add multiple items. In my case, I will do begin with all columns. So I will not be touching all of that. But what I will do, you have the option of minimum value in the ratio, maximum value, the day selection. I can do different modes, which means that replacing missing values, mid mode, and so on. What I'm going to do, I will remove entire row. So if there's bad data, I don't want it. I just want to work on a nice clean data set. Okay, and that's it. That's done. So data will be ready. The next step is to split data set for the training. So let's hide that. Now if you go to manipulation, so sample and split, we will split the data set. And once you see that, a fraction of rows in the first output data set. So I'll go for the 70% randomized split. So that will be for the training algorithm, so we'll be able to pick it up. And to show a nice example, we'll be able to predict price data. We'll go to machine learning, evaluate, train, score, initialize model. So first we have to do, we'll open them, we have to initialize model. So this is different types of algorithms available. Each will work better for a specific problem. I will pick a regression. So I will pick a linear regression for that test. Now we have to go for the training. I will have to train my model. So to show you, visualize how it will work. First we've got data, cleaning, splitting. We'll do linear regression. We'll train that model. Once the model is trained, we have to go to the score that model to see how good it is, how it's done. We'll score that model. And then evaluation. The last part is to evaluate model to see how good it performed, because obviously I can do slightly more complex. Instead of doing just one specific algorithm, I can go for two. So instead of, I can do different ways of regression. I can use neutral network regression, for example. But for this one, I just want to make it very simple. As you can see, there are some errors, values required here. So for the train model, I have not selected a column I want to train on. My mistake. Obviously, I was done on the purpose, so I want to work on a price. That's why I'm interested. Obviously, I can select all other columns, but in this case, I'm only interested in price purely, nothing else. So, great. Scoring model. Okay, this is missing. Data set has to be scored against the data. So as you can see, that error meant that after training, it's got nothing to compare. So it has to compare the train model to the actual data. So before, after split, and after training. Yeah, so that's done. And essentially we finished. So that algorithm is ready. Now is the time to run it. Now we shall wait and see how this will work. So you can see the running. We'll see how much time it will take. So we should get quite quickly results of our model. So this is applying machine learning to automobile data. So what I will try to do, as I showed you, to predict the prices based on either data set. Okay, as you can see, it's all done. It's all nice green boxes. We're very happy. So first I'll go to score model, right click, score dataset and visualize. So this will show me, as you can see, we go back to dataset. Now we'll filter out all the bed rows, so just nice and clean data. And here it is, score label. So that's the price prediction. This is the original price. This is now scored price. As you can see, it's pretty good. You can see the 20,000, 19, 8.5, 10,000, 7,300, 8,400, but they roughly do match. So obviously this one is not very good. 8,000, 10,000. So it's predicting the prices with decent accuracy. Obviously we can check what it was by evaluating the model. Again, right click and visualize the results. As we can see that the coefficient of determination, so it's about 90% right in majority of cases, is predicting correctly, and the error histogram to see what the percentage of different types of errors is generated. So that's frequency distribution. Everyone who's done a bit of statistic will know that. And that's roughly all. So you can see it's quite simple to start with. I could predict pricing, obviously, and this can work for all the data set. I do recommend playing with that and reusing potentially other different items available for you. Okay, cheers, thanks, bye.